Assalamu alaikum, internet. It's me, still in laryngitis mode. And I'm taking the opportunity to record a video about something that I want to talk about and I always forget to. Tonight, I'm actually attending with both of my daughters. I have a little one who's 8 and a little one who is 4 and some change. A mother and daughter sleepover at the house of some friends of ours. And they are very, very excited because it's actually their first sleepover. Not because they don't have friends and not because they don't sleep. Although I would complain that they probably should do it a lot more often. But because I'm actually strongly opposed to it in principle as well as practice. I don't let my children sleep over unsupervised. In the Pakistani culture specifically, there's this fabulous idea that your cousins are just like your brothers and sisters. And it may be like that in other cultures as well. I'm not sure. In the Muslim culture, your cousins are actually your first source of marriage and romance material. Probably because they're the only young adults of the opposite sex that you have access to. So kissing cousins means something entirely different depending on which hemisphere you're in or not. So in addition to the over closeness that's culturally condoned but not Islamically allowed, there's also the harsh and very ugly reality that because cousins are considered safe and because aunts and uncles are considered responsible and because visiting with family is considered a protected environment, a lot of molestation happens in these settings. And there have been many people that I've spoken to as adults who mentioned that their first unpleasant experiences, with unwanted touching, came from cousins and sleepovers and the wonderful fun and late night madness and craziness that they look forward to so much as a child became a source of shame and guilt and years of trauma. I don't let my children sleep over without me. And I don't let other people's children sleep over without their parent. Unless it's an emergency situation, in which case they're going to sleep in a separate room and everyone's going to bed on time. Does that make me a killjoy? No. It makes me a lot of fun because I go to sleepovers with my daughters. And so I'm going to get my fuzziest pajamas. We're going to take cookies. I'm going to take all my pillows and blankets. I'm going to leave my husband at least one of them. Pillow or blanket, I'm not sure yet. And we're going to go over and we're going to do this together. And we're going to do it in a way that's safe. And we're not being paranoid. We're being honest about the realities of human nature, in which I think that culture, having a very rosy view of aapke behen bhai, your brothers and sisters, is not an accurate one. Everyone thinks, not in my family. Everyone thinks, oh no, my brother's children, they would never do that. It's like, okay, being of a blood relation to someone righteous doesn't actually make you righteous. Being a blood relation to someone trustworthy doesn't make you trustworthy. Musa alayhi salam's son, Noah alayhi salam's son, had the opportunity to get on the ark and drown. And when his father called him to get onto the ark, he said, "It's okay, Pops. I'll go find a hill or something." Ibrahim alayhi salam was the son of the man who made the idols. Righteousness is not genetic. And when Islam tells us that siblings over the age of 7 shouldn't even be sleeping under the same blanket, that tells us a lot about the reality of human beings and where little fingers go where little fingers shouldn't go. So if you haven't already, please talk to your children about safe touch and unsafe touch, and tell them that there are parts of their bodies that are private and protected, that no one but them should see. They should not show theirs to others. Others should not show theirs to them. That no one should be able to access their body without permission, even if it's a parent, if it's a cousin, if it's an uncle or an aunt. You have to teach your children that not to feel ashamed. There's a difference between having modesty, and having shame. Modesty is keep your private parts covered. Shame is, oh, shame, 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 shame. Where children are 10, 11, 12, 13, and they don't even know that they have a penis or a vagina. They have like a pee-pee or a hoo-hoo, And when you don't give them a vocabulary of respect and dignity, it reduces them to a position of ridiculousness, and makes conversations, very frank and important conversations, difficult to have. How would a child come to you if they had been inappropriately touched? What language would they have? What words would they even have to give you this message? If you hadn't told them what unsafe touch is, they couldn't come to you and said, Mama, I think someone has touched me inappropriately. Or, Mama, so-and-so showed me their private parts. You have to give them the language of control. You have to give them the language of preservation and of ownership of their own bodies. And again, not of shame, but of protection and of modesty. You can't expect, someone who doesn't even know what their private parts are called to be able to find the words in a time of stress or nervousness or terror or fear to tell you about what happened. And it's a very ugly reality that the entire stranger danger thing is very outdated and incorrect. An overwhelming majority of abuse comes from within family and close friends. This isn't, an American thing. This isn't it happens to them and not us. Oh, it happens to non-Muslims, it doesn't happen to us. It happens to people in that culture, but not ours. Excuse me, we have cousins sleeping in an enormous pile, unsupervised, at weddings, on holidays. You don't even know which house your kids are in. They're running amok through the mohalla barefoot. They could be in any one of their chacha's houses. That means they could be sleeping in a bed with any one of their male cousins, or be sitting on the lap of any one of the people of the house who perhaps may have less than perfect intentions. So yeah, that's it. That's my video for today, and I'm going to try and record more often, inshallah, because if I don't, I forget the ideas when I have them. I'm still quite sick. I apologize. But yes, sleep over with your children. Teach them the names of their bodies with dignity. Teach them the rights of their bodies with dignity. And teach them that you are a safe, respectful, and guaranteed protector of those rights. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.